This is the second time I'm recording this video because my mic died the first time. I was taking a math quiz on Friday, and the second I handed it back, I knew I was completely cooked. I didn't study very well for this test, and there was this really hard problem at the end that I spent like 20 minutes trying to solve. And by the time I realized I would never solve it, I had like 3 minutes left to check all of the easy questions. So I didn't check those easy questions, and yeah, I got cooked on those too. When I got the test back on Monday, well, I received a flat out 70. And that might not sound that bad, but that's the worst grade I've received on a math test for like the past 2 years. Me like a year ago would have crashed out and started like a school revolt or something, but I didn't react. And it's not that I stopped caring, I still had a 4.0 and I still wanted to get good grades. It's just that I fundamentally altered my mindset about school and what grades mean. If you're watching this video, you probably want to do the same, or you just got a bad grade and you might be feeling kinda lost. And I get that. I'm not immune to bad grades, no one is. For some context, I go to a pretty rigorous school where everyone freaks out over grades, and I've literally seen people start crying about them. I've seen people look like Duolingo just murdered their whole family after receiving like a 60. And I don't think that's okay. So I'm not going to dismiss grades or school as being irrelevant or unimportant. Instead, I want to offer you 3 mindsets that help me get through school being a better student and stressing less about it. I don't want to waste your time like other YouTubers, so I'm going to start with the most important points. Don't make grades your whole personality. Whenever you make something your whole personality, when that thing is put into jeopardy, you feel like your whole identity is threatened. I had this problem in freshman year because the summer beforehand, basically all I did that summer was go to the gym. I had nothing else to do. So freshman year, I was straight away known as like the jacked guy. And I mean, it was kind of nice at first, but I realized that I did not want my whole personality to be based around the fact that I was strong. Because not only was that shallow and one-dimensional, that also meant that my view of fitness changed negatively. Because, well, if I lost an arm wrestling competition to some random, I would no longer be known as the strong guy. So who would I be? I would be no one. I feel like a lot of people take such pride in their perfect grades that it almost becomes an integral part of their identity. So when they inevitably get a bad grade, they inevitably go through a whole goddamn existential crisis. Respect grades and respect your ability to do well on tests. But if you have other parts of your personality to lean on, getting a few bad grades won't do nearly as much damage to your mental health. Number 2, if you care a lot about grades, this is an actionable step. Really ask yourself, why am I doing this? For 99% of you, the answer will probably be that I want to go to a good university and get a good job. And that's an awesome goal. But hear me out on this. I might be completely wrong, this is my opinion. But I don't think gooning over grades will get you there. I think what matters a lot more is how you get those grades. I believe that school actually teaches us some of the most valuable lessons in life. And they're not lessons in chemistry or something. They're lessons about who you truly are as a person. You get to meet amazing people who you get to work with. You get to learn how to lead, even how to follow, and you get to learn how to persevere even when everything seems to be falling apart. All of those things build to make you a better adult in the future. And as a side tangent, I think that's kind of why cheaters are pretty stupid, because they're basically saying that, oh, I'm just working smart, not hard to get the same result as you, you know, bro? But I feel like they're just cutting out 99% of the benefit that school offers you. Because if you just take the shortcut to the grades, you're gonna miss the whole journey in between. And that whole journey is where you learn about yourself. That's where you develop yourself as a person. So cheaters are basically only cheating themselves. Alright, number 3. Not everyone might relate to this point, but I think it's pretty important to mention. Find a deeper purpose. The reason so many people stress about grades is that it's the only thing they have to stress about. And us humans, we need something to stress about. We need something to work towards, or life is just plain boring. So you might not have anything more important to stress about than grades. If you realize that's the case, and you realize that grades aren't actually what you want to do, there's something else that you actually want to do, well, go do that thing. Prioritize that thing and put grades on the back burner. That doesn't mean start failing school. Oh my god, the wind. That doesn't mean start failing school. That just means being able to maintain the grades that you have while prioritizing and building another thing. And that still takes skill. If you realize that you do want to prioritize grades, and that's a completely fine goal, just remember that I feel like you shouldn't prioritize the letters and the percentages themselves, but prioritize how much you try and get those grades. Prioritize learning as much as you can about yourself by trying to get those good grades. Number 4, I wasn't going to mention this is kind of a bonus, but grades are just a statistic. If you go to the gym and you're trying to lose weight and you step on the scale, that number is just a statistic. There's no reason to get emotional about it because it's just a number that shows your progress. And you should base your future actions off of that number. It's the same with grades. There's no reason to get emotional about it because all grades show you is what actions you need to take. If you got a bad grade, that just means you need to work harder. You need to work smarter next time. If you got a good grade, well, that just means keep doing what you're doing. Don't attach your personality, don't attach your emotions, and you won't attach your mental health to these numbers. Bro, the fucking birds! Alright, I hope that makes sense, bro. Go join the Discord, and you can talk to me in there. And yeah, subscribe and go do some push-ups.